What's going on, folks? In today's video, we're not doing a stock analysis per se. However, we are covering the single best investment that you should possibly make into your FHSA account. So this is a video geared towards my Canadian audience. And for those who are unaware, I'm actually Canadian. I just love covering US equities. However, what an FHSA account is, for those who are unaware, it's a hybrid between a TFSA and an RRSP. For my American friends, think of a Roth IRA and a 401k, and if you mix them together, so it has the benefits of both. So it's a tax sheltered account, and the benefit of this account is that if you withdraw money out of it, unlike a 401k or an RRSP, it is completely tax free. The only caveat is that the money that you put into that account, eventually when you take it out, has to be used towards your first home. So this is an account that's used to combat the housing crisis that we currently have here in Canada. Anyways, enough with that explanation. So you have I'm assuming you have an FHSA. I'm assuming you've contributed some funds to it. If you don't know what FHSA contribution limit is, it's $8,000 per year with a maximum of $40,000 in a lifetime. So you have money in this account. You're wondering, okay, where can I put this money? And the singular best investment that I can recommend to you is cash.to. It's an ETF, and I'll pull it up for you right away. But the reason why I recommend this ETF, apart from GICs, apart from everything else, and GICs are a decent investment. The only reason why I'm recommending this over a GIC is because in most GICs, you are going to be locked in for a period of time unless you buy something that's redeemable. Now, with the most recent interest rate hikes, because we love raising interest rates here in Canada, interest rates are currently around 5%. Your current yield on this account is 4.19%, and so 4.19%. The expense ratios, I believe, are 0.11%. So ETFs already come in with a low expense ratio. And essentially, if I bring up the year-to-date chart, let me see what that looks like. 1 year. Take a look at this. The main thing that we should be thinking about, folks, is cash preservation, especially in economic conditions like this, which have been completely uncertain. I don't know if it's a bull market or bear market. It's been really sideways. We want to find something that can preserve our capital and just give us distributions on the side to raise income. Because essentially, if you're saving for a house and you're risk averse, something like this might be up your alley. So if you look at this chart here, you see it grows and drops slightly, drops down sharply, grows again, and that happens every single month. Essentially, it builds the interest of the account, distributes the interest, builds up the account again, distributes the interest again. So essentially, it's this constant back and forth, with the exception of this outlier here back in May. But essentially, what the strategy is, you buy in at the beginning of the month and just keep just building your position that way. You can dollar cost average into this. Beginning of the month, collect your distributions, rinse and repeat, and just leave the money in there for it to just essentially collect its dividends. And these dividends are paid out every single month, folks. The last dividend payout was 20 cents per share. So it's definitely something that you should have on your watch list or already in your portfolio. To be honest, this is what I have in both my TFSA and my FHSA, because essentially, if I'm not ready to commit to any kind of equity position, and I have this in my TFSA just so I can just essentially just get the cash dividends. So my cash is just not sitting there earning nothing. So the details of this ETF is that it invests into different high yield savings accounts offered by different banks. So essentially, you're able to get the yields of those high yield savings accounts for a small deposit of essentially $50. So in most high yield savings accounts, you'd have to deposit, let's say, a minimum of, I think with TD, it's like $10,000, where you would be able to earn a fraction of what you'd be earning here. So essentially, you're getting all the benefits of investing in those high yield savings accounts, collecting all the high interest with minimal risk and low investment costs. So that's why I really like this ETF, and that's why I really recommend it being in your portfolio. And I will just bring you over to the ETF fact sheets. So there's not going to be any growth. Here's the thing with this ETF. There's not going to be any growth. So if, as I said, preservation of capital is your number one priority, this is the product for you, because essentially you're just going to be earning just straight cash flow month over month. And as interest rates still remain high here in Canada, this is a product to definitely take a look at. If you're finding this video helpful, folks, hit that like button and the subscribe button. It means a lot to me, it means a lot to the channel. So I'm just going to pull up what the actual facts are so you can see what that looks like. But here's the expense ratio. As I was saying, 0.11%, so very low expense ratio. And currently the gross yield as of July 13th, 2023, 5.41%. Currently, the trailing 12 months is at 4.19, so 4.20%, as we discussed earlier. And as of July 17th, the rates went up, and I can foresee probably another interest rate increase going forward, probably by September, probably around that point. Like, I'll be completely honest with you, this government and bank is completely incompetent, so and inflation's running wild, so you're most likely going to see another interest rate increase. And if you're holding on to something like this, it's only going to work for your benefit, because then afterwards distributions will be higher and it will pay out more interest. That being said, folks, the price of this ETF is at $50.14. It usually reaches about a point of $50.20 around that point by the end of the month, and then afterwards it decreases. So if you're looking to get into this, wait till as I said, wait until the new month starts, buy the stock, ride it all the way up, collect your distributions month to month, and then when you're ready to buy a house, when interest rates do eventually fall down and mortgage rates look a little bit more presentable and more, I guess, healthy, then it's easy to sell like any other ETF, and you're not locked in. Other benefit that I mentioned that's better than a GIC. This is what I'm running with. This is my 2 cents. Just want to share that with you. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.